What's up, people? This is part two of Keisa Campbell's interview. We're talking about avoiding self-sabotage, Ruth and Boaz, and how self-reflection can get you to your person. Go ahead and cue my theme music. Hey, Rebel. Welcome to Untoxify Your Relationship. Here, we will talk about all things healthy and how to get that toxic mess out of you and your partnership. I'm your host, Melissa Webb, a practicing licensed mental health therapist with 10 years experience. All right, let's go ahead and hop into it.
When you're dating after divorce, it still goes back to knowing you. It still goes back to self-reflecting. It still goes back to allowing yourself the space in the room and giving yourself permission to grow. And it's still a level of vulnerability that has to take place when you are going here, because in the early stages, I'm not there anymore, but in the early stages, I would subconsciously compare.
Compared to your ex-husband? Okay.
Mhm. I would subconsciously compare. I think that's a natural thing, well, he's not doing this and he used to do this. But
Yeah.
sis, you ain't even with him no more.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I don't do that anymore. But that came with giving myself permission to grow.
Yeah.
And knowing that it's a process,
Mm-hmm.
right? And everybody's process is different. What I would say about it is, if you don't hear nothing else I say, I know I've been over here cutting up and laughing and joking and stuff, but if you don't hear nothing else I say, give yourself the time that you need to learn yourself. And we don't know ourselves. It's the situation and experiences that help us learn ourselves and to really grow into who we are predestined to be. And oftentimes we just so eager to be into something else because we haven't learned how to be by ourselves. Or society says if you're not with somebody, then you're doing something wrong. You know why you're not in a relationship? I mean, nobody wants you, or no. Hear me when I say I ain't lacking for a man
Right.
over here at all. Right?
Mm-hmm.
My mom just recently was like, so I asked you to go to this wedding with me. I thought you was gonna go. It's gonna be a lot of men there, and da 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 da. And I was like, what? I don't need to go to no wedding for no man. I can go out the door and somebody gonna approach me. In my DMs, somebody saying something. Look, all the ones I've dated has tried to come back.
Because listen, that's what happened with Ruth. I was literally talking to my god sister last night. We were at a wine bar drinking wine. And I was like, Ruth is an interesting story because Ruth was minding her business in the fields, working, and Boaz saw her. So I get tired of women saying, I'm looking for my Boaz. When Ruth wasn't looking for a Boaz, Ruth was looking for food for survival. And Boaz so happened to not only hear about her good deeds, and he saw her, then he approached her. That's how that happened.
Let me add one more thing though.
Add it.
But Ruth positioned herself though.
That part. Come on.
She positioned herself.
Yes.
And a lot of times we don't position ourselves.
Because we inside. You got to get outside. You got to be outside. The field is outside.
The field is outside. But Naomi told her, okay, that's
talk about them. Talk about
something I was just saying, like Naomi was a great resource. So she was positioned, Naomi positioned her, and Ruth put herself in position because she was coachable.
Facts.
She was coachable. We talk about coaching now, but they've been coaching ever since back when.
Because Naomi coached her how to get to the threshing floor. And she was like, say less. I got you.
And because she was coachable, because she positioned herself, Boaz found a good thing.
I mean, he died after they got married, but got that baby, and she in the lineage of Jesus. Come through. I'm just saying that's the word. That's the Bible. But you did say something that I want to address because I think it's something that's important. You talked about self-sabotage, and I was like, we gonna touch that. I know that you got divorced, and self-sabotage can pop up, especially if you have a relationship and it doesn't look like what you had. You're like, wait a minute, this is different. I don't know if I should be doing this. And it's like, it's good. It's okay.
It's good.
And I've seen that with so many women, whether it was after divorce or after a really bad breakup, whether they were married or not, that they be like, I have a good person. What do I do with this? Yeah. I'm like, enjoy it.
Right, right, right.
Enjoy it.
And you'll
And there's
find
so many people
yourself
don't do that.
mhm,
Yeah.
right. You find yourself question like, "Oh, a minute, wait a minute. Is it too wait a minute. Running. Oh, a minute, wait a minute." What then you're like, "Sis, just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow. Let's go with the flow. Let's go with the flow of what is happening. Just go with the flow."
Yeah.
And,
I think people scared of going with the flow too because they also say in the past I went with the flow. I said, but you're two different people now, right?
you should
Like
have evolved, but the scary thing is maybe they haven't.
that part. Because if you
Maybe they
don't
ha
sit with yourself and you don't learn what you need to learn, you can't evolve because you will still be the same person. You be what linear and instead of
mhm, right.
I don't going
Yeah.
up. I guess
Up and
I
down.
don't know.
Mhm, mhm,
There
that
we go.
part.
That
Mhm.
part.
Yeah. Look, they can't even see our hands going up and down. Yeah. Mhm, mhm.
I'm like, this is math. I don't do math. I'm a
Right.
therapist. Like, I do words.
Right.
I do words.
Right, right, right.
But yeah, it's like if you never take the time to learn you and learn your quirks, your red flags, because we have red flags too.
Yes,
Learn
but
all
right.
the our triggers, everything. If you don't know what that is, you like you said, keep hopping from relationship to relationship. One, you Erica Badu bag lady, and then two, like you're gonna keep repeating the same mistakes, right? You're just
Right.
gonna keep getting the same men, and you're gonna be like, well, why I keep getting the same people? Because you never learn who you are. You never
Mhm.
process anything. You never work through the trauma, the pain, all that stuff. And then, you're going to always be that. But when you do evolve, when you do change, when you do learn who you are, when you have processed through trauma and all of that, you are two totally different people. So when
Right.
you do have a good relationship, yes, you might be used to BS,
Mhm.
bad stuff. See, we not
Right,
cussing.
right, right, right.
You
Bad
might
stuff.
be you
Mhm.
might be used to BS. However, when you get a good thing, and you're a totally different person, you can receive it, that can be scary because you're like,
Right,
wait a minute. Now I know
right,
I done prayed for this. If this is what I prayed for, if he aligning with God, if everything aligning and God saying, yes, you got the green light, go for it. Don't
right,
self-sabotage. Please don't
right.
self-sabotage. He gonna be looking at you like, okay, Israelites talking about something we can't go into the land because we look like grasshopper, these are giants. He said, I told you I gave you this land.
Land, right.
You gonna beat these people. Don't self-sabotage. Don't do imposter syndrome. You deserve
Syndrome.
good things. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I just had to say that. Go ahead. You
Yeah,
keep
no,
talking.
no, no, that was good, that was good. Because when you said the imposter syndrome, honey, I think that was another one that came up.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't reference that as far as the relationship piece of it, but they did. It's like, "Are you self-sabotaging?" I was like, but that made me self-reflect.
It made you
It made me
self-reflect.
self-reflect and sit. And not only just self-reflect, but sometimes you have to ask yourself the important questions and have a pen and paper so you can write down your answers to the questions that are coming. Why
Yeah.
am I feeling this way?
Yeah.
Why am I still in these type of situations?
Mm-hmm.
Why I'm still attracting the same type of men? And you have to, or why this, or whatever the questions are, and you have to take a moment to reflect, write those things down, trace it back to whatever it is. I learned during dating that there were triggers that I didn't even know that was there. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I say, when I was ready, I knew it wasn't going to be perfect, but I had to go through certain people to be able to learn myself
Mm-hmm.
and to know it took maybe the fifth dating thing to realize I had a trigger that I didn't even know because it didn't even pop up in the end of the dating relationship. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And asking yourself, why is this trigger happening? What just happened to trigger this in your life or this feeling or this emotion? And sit with it. For me, it was stuff that happened in my marriage. And I was like, ooh,
Mm.
yeah. Okay, Keisa, now we got to talk through this. Like I sit up here self-therapy myself, like sit up here like, okay, that was why you had that trigger because you experienced that. And that made me feel this way when it was this. All right. How do you move forward?
And that's right. And I love how you do it with yourself, like you're
Mhm.
self-therapizing yourself.
Just made up a
Also,
word. I don't know if that's
hey, listen,
no,
I
no, no,
don't
no.
even think self-therapizing is in
Mm,
the
no, no,
dictionary,
but
but
it's good for today.
it sounds good.
Right.
Self, I mean, you're self-therapizing yourself and also like having a therapist
Right.
to
That too.
also bounce up. Not even, and even it's not a therapist,
Let me tell
a
you something.
pastor, a pastor friend, of
Let,
someone of
let me tell you
wise
something.
counsel who
Yes.
can you can bounce
Yes,
things off
yes.
of.
Support your circle,
Yes.
your community, your
Mhm.
thing. When I was going through
Mhm.
my divorce, I had 3 therapists, okay? 3. Imma tell you why. Because half the time you talking about you ain't had no appointment develop. I ain't got time to wait no 2 months. I ain't got time. I don't yo, if you that pat and I can't get in, by the time I see you, honey, I'm been done work that out or not. And or not could be more of a dangerous thing.
Yes.
You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? So, babe,
Mhm.
I had to do what I had to do. But that's because I know me. And God blessed me with some incredible friends who had not gone through, but they were a listening. They provided their ears for me to talk because I'm a talker, if y'all can't see. And that's how I get through things. I talk it out. I have things that have been, going on just within the last 24 to 48 hours of life. But because I have people that God has blessed me with, get you some people, get you a support system, get you, if it's just one person. I'm just happen to be blessed that I have multiple people. And it may just be for this person for that, this person for that. But whoever your person is, and if therapy is what you need, baby, go for it. I am pro therapy. Go.
Mhm.
And therapy can be, an addition to all the other things that you have in place to support you along your journey.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and so yeah, get you some therapy. In girl, I'm trying. So I talk about the pillars and stuff in the book, The Journey to Beautiful Living, right? And I talk about you have to have that support system, and don't look at somebody else's support. I got 15 million friends over here, right? Versus you have, if it's just that one.
Mhm.
Thank you, Lord, for the one,
Yeah.
and make sure that you have people, and not just people who just gonna be like agreeing with you.
Right.
No, you need them people that's gonna fact check you too. And gonna be like, sis, okay, I hear what you're saying, but you also said this and you went against that.
That's
Because that's the type
real.
of people I have in my life. If I'm going to
Absolutely.
share it, I'm not sharing it with I have never gone to a person that I want them to side with me. I go to people that this is what I said, this is what I did, this is what has happened, or if I'm talking about a relationship or a dating experience or something, and this is what they did. I ain't leaving nothing out.
Right.
Because I want you to see something that I might not have saw even in me.
I always tell people to pray for wise counsel.
Yeah, the wise counsel.
Pray
I
for
don't I
wise
don't need I
counsel.
don't need a yes Keisa to
Mhm.
everything. And yeah, girl, like you said, I don't need that. I want to grow. And I
Yeah.
want to grow with somebody, but I need to
Mhm.
make sure that I'm able to, and I have people that's like, let me tell you about yourself real quick. And that's that. So I don't know. I mean, we talking about self-love and dating after divorce. I don't say it a lot. Is there a specific question?
Any tips that you wanna give anyone who's getting back out in the dating field after divorce, or even just getting out back out in the
After
dating field after a breakup? Like,
break
what
up.
what tips do you have for them?
Well, I think if they were really tuning in and taking notes, right? It's like tuning in and taking notes. You have to self-reflect.
Yes.
You have to take a moment to reflect on your last relationship, reflect on who you are as a person in this season of life, reflect on who you would like to become, what type of man or woman you want to. I'm saying for the men, and I ain't talking about, okay,
I knew what you meant. Just for clarification.
just for clarification. And so you have to know what type of person that you want to attract. And
Mhm.
you have to be willing to do the work that is going to be needed to be able to attract that caliber of woman or man.
Mhm.
Because oftentimes we want something but we haven't become her to start off with. We haven't become her. We haven't become him. We haven't become that person, but we want all of these things in a person and you ain't even did the work.
So
So
you
the
gotta do
tip
the
that I
work.
would say, you have to go do the work.
Gotta do the
Learn
work.
to love on yourself first so
Mhm.
that somebody else can learn to properly love you the same way. For people to love us in a way that you haven't even first loved yourself. Stop having demands of a man to buy you flowers and you don't buy your own self flowers. You don't buy, I don't like to say own self. You don't buy yourself flowers. Let me correct that. You don't buy yourself flowers, right? You want somebody to take you to a fancy restaurant, but you haven't even taken yourself to the fancy restaurant. You haven't done this or this trip, but you haven't done it for yourself. The person is to add to what you already have going on.
Well said. Yeah, I don't even I'm speechless. And I'm usually not. I'm just like, girl, preach to the people. Preach to the people. Because that's real. That's real. I love that. Okay. Well, Miss Keys, I know you got stuff to do today. So
Yeah,
I'm
this
just
is
gonna
this is good. I could feel like I can sit here and keep talking for
listen.
30 minutes. This is good. This is good.
But
Yeah,
you do
I'm in
talk,
that
but you,
pageant world and stuff, so I have to go and do some pageant stuff today.
I
That's the beauty
mean,
side. But yeah.
let me tell y'all something. We on Zoom, and I know we only doing audio, but she looks fabulous. Now I'm over here look in my bonnet. I was in my bonnet. I had to take it off. Like, let me at least take my bonnet off so that way she ain't looking cuter than me.
I
Yo,
ain't even pulled my pin curls down yet, but yeah. Thank you, girl.
now you look good. So tell the people, because I know you got a lot of stuff going on. I know you got like a master class and some other stuff. So tell everybody what you're doing.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw links in the show notes, but tell everybody what you're doing and how they can find you on social.
My website is KeisaCampbell.com. That's Keisa.
Mm-hmm.
Keisa Campbell.com. I have a book called The Journey to Beautiful Living, 7 Pillars for Living a Fulfilled Life. It is a must read. I'm not telling you that because I'm telling you that for multiple reasons. When you can sit down and pull your book up and you still learning from your own words
Mm.
and you still learning from your own words. I mean, you're like, wait a minute, I wrote this. And then people sending you these confirmations of the things and how you even feel about it. And my sister just called me the other day and she said, sis, I just want you to know that I picked up your book and your book held my day up. I said, girl, I'm at the nail salon. What you talking about? She said, I pulled over. She went to the parcel. I pulled over and I had chose between 2 books and I grabbed yours. She said, I had some other stuff to do. She said, I never got those things done and I never left the park.
Oh
She said, I
wow.
had to finish your book.
So it's a page turner, y'all.
Yeah, she said, thank you. And I
Beautiful.
gotten that not only from my sister, but just from different people dropping in my DMs about I thought I was just gonna read a few pages, but
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. I couldn't put it
Mm-hmm.
down. And
Mm-hmm.
how you blessed me. And now I got to see what work I need to go and do. So enough of that. Grab the book. It's at KeisaCampbell.com/shop, but it's everywhere books are sold. I prefer you get it from me because I will sign it and most you get a special something in it. Okay. And so, but
I love
outside
that.
of that, it's on Amazon, Target, Walmart, Barnes and Noble, everywhere books are sold, right? I do master classes. Well, I do them once a month, but I'm going to start doing them twice a month. I cannot say what day yet. So y'all have to follow me on social at Keisa Campbell because I'm going to post it there. It'll be posted there. And then I have a program. Right now it's called Ascend or Soar. I'm going back and forth. I don't care what it's called. At the end of the day, it's the Beautiful Living Academy. And
Mm.
I'm helping women to go from where they are to where they want to be and to create their own beautiful life. I call it beautiful living, but we have to get to some stuff, which yeah, there's some work that has to be done in order for you to experience the greatest fulfillment in life, and which is really operating and living and operating in purpose. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, that's where you can find me. That's what I got going on. And I'm going to be doing some hangouts. So people who are here in Atlanta, because that's where I'm based. If you want to fly, good. I'm going to be doing some posting like, hey, I'm looking for 5 or 10 women who want to hang out with me. And we're going
Mm.
to have a good time. It'll be purposeful, but I assure you that you will leave full. So those are some things that are happening, but you have to stay tuned in so that
Yes.
you can know what's going on.
Yes, and Keisa is on IG and Facebook because I follow
Yes,
her on both, and she's
yes.
always posting some beautiful picture of herself. I'm like, let me go get some new headshots. You encouraged me to go get new headshots. I was like, baby,
Yeah,
let me go get my locks together
yeah. And,
and
it's
get
a
some new
funny,
headshots.
right? And so one of the pillars to beautiful living is outward beauty, and I talk about it. I don't talk about it as much because I'm so wanting women to start from the inside out because once you know who you are, everything else radiates, right? However, showing up also
Hmm.
is important. Like I started just like, okay, I'm just going. Remember I told you earlier. I said, girl, I almost came in here with a t-shirt, but that's not me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so even though I know this is just audio being extracted, I still put on my shirt. I got on hoops, y'all. I got on my little cute type of shirt,
She cute. She
and
cute.
stuff. And I don't have my next thing until a few hours, so I still I could have just lounged. But,
Mhm.
for me, it's still showing up for the call. This was the assignment for today, right? This was me saying yes to being a part of what you are being called to do. So let me show up for that, right?
I
And so,
appreciate it.
um, and so that's just who I am. And a part of Beautiful Living, I do help women to really step into what that looks, what that look, how that look should accompany what they are doing in the world. You know,
Love that.
yes. So that is a piece. That's the beauty side of me.
Yeah, I love me some Miss Keisa Campbell. Give it up for her. Please go check her out at KeisaCampbell.com. Go check out the book. Check her out on social. Like I said, she always got some fly pictures out on her social media. All the links are in the show notes, so feel free to click on them and go visit her. All episodes drop on Monday. Tell your auntie, uncle, and cousin and them. Share the episode. Let everybody know about it. Stay non-toxic. Stay drama-free. And I will see you next time. Peace. Thank you for listening. Go ahead and share this episode with your family and friends. Don't forget to check out the quiz to figure out what your toxic trait is. The link is in the show notes. Thank you and see you next time.